One of the hardest challenges, believe it or not, in artificial intelligence research for over 50 years has been what we all know as common sense, the kinds of things that we all know about life. Turns out this is the biggest challenge for AI, getting our systems to understand what it is people refer to in the world, what their intentions are at any moment, what's someone likely to want, what is the meaning behind someone's few words. This kind of knowledge is not easy to encode in our systems. However, we're on a nice path to making our systems brighter, and we see some examples of that in the research labs. The other area is social skills. It turns out that there's a lot, conversation is more or less like a very, very complex tango, dance between two people in the cognitive space versus the musculoskeletal space for a dance. But it's still a dance. Fluid conversation, especially with like even more than one person, involves not just a simple turn taking like you might see in today's assistants or on the cell phones, for example, but it's actually a very complicated, fluid operation where people are breaking in and so on, and starting over again and reflecting and listening all at the same time sometimes.
Computer servers that we have at the moment, are they powerful enough to do it? Are we just waiting for the right algorithms, or do we still need more computer power to be able to do this?
Wow, that's a very interesting question. Certainly computing power and the incredible increases in computation we have had over the last decade, and the increases we're seeing, I think has been enabling. But I never like to say that we won't solve many bottlenecks to our intellect, coming up with new methods, new representations, new data structures, as we call them, new procedures, new algorithms. So it's both. Having the sheer computation is very, very important. Certainly speeding up analysis is important. In our dialogue systems here, like the one by my door that I speak to every morning on the way in, that works with people coming down the hallway here, we call the assistant. That system actually processes and understands its own delays in its pipeline and uses that information in even deciding when to break in and so on, because it knows about its computational limitations. And those kinds of gaps will close over time as we get more, even more powerful computers supporting the dialogue systems. But I don't want to give short shrift to the incredible opportunity to solve problems in conversational systems with our intellect, with computer science technology, with breakthroughs that come from our laboratories.
A lot of what you're describing, though, is still finding better ways for these computers to carry out tasks. Obviously, what you see in the movies is this idea that it's a real personality that people are interacting with. Do you think that that's actually going to happen, or is that just some screenwriter's dream?
Well, I do think that personality will be important, and we'll be encoding personality. When I come in the morning here, the assistant by my door recognizes me and in a very nice British voice says, "Good morning, Eric," and gives me a big smile because it's me. And I always feel, wow, I feel that emotion. And I enjoy it even though I know it's artificial. I do think we'll be able to come up with very compelling and engaging personalities. However, unlike the kinds of things we see in the movies, there probably for many years to come won't be anybody home in the way people would expect or would desire to have some sort of a sentience, a consciousness, somebody really there that I can talk to, sort of like a person, as opposed to an artificial front-facing digital experience that sort of seems real, but it's not. Doesn't mean it can't be compelling.
I have to ask you, there's a lot of speculation about Microsoft launching its own AI. Some people are saying it's going to be Cortana from the Halo video games. Can you tell me anything about what your plans, or when we might actually see something that the public can use from your company?
Well, I'll just say that personal assistants, mobile and across devices, are very, very important direction for Microsoft and for Microsoft Research.